يمشي التراب يضمني وهو غطائي، حولي الرمال تلفني بل من ورائي، واللحد يحكي ظلمة فيها ابتلائي، والنور خط كتابه أنسي لقائي، أنسي لقائي.
Can you tell me which sins that you are or I am referring to here? I said to you specific ones. I don't want you to go for guessing. I'll go and tell you, because you might guess and you make a mistake like Firaz, and then they will start laughing at you. Okay. First sin. You are tired. You are sick. You are in the hospital. You are at home. You stop praying. I know people like that. Don't tell me this is just theory. I know people that stop praying when they're sick. Okay, you did not stop praying? Delay the prayers. Goes 5 salawat together. Comes at the end, Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha together. Jama'a, I can't even tell it. Jama'a Takhir, Sa'ad al-Wad. Jama'a Takhir, Jama'a Taqdeem this. What is Jama'a? All together. If you're not stopping the prayer, you might end by delaying the prayer. Okay, you are good. You're keeping the prayers. That's what we want. What about this? You're having problems, and then impurity. It depends on your sickness, really. The impurity, the najasat. Some people in the hospital, when they are sick, they become careless. They don't want really to care about the urine, the stools, they cleaning themselves properly. That way, in the passing the water, passing the urine, they don't really pay attention, and especially if they are older. If you are a son or daughter, you have a mother or you have father who's older, logic, akhi, sister, logic, just use your mind. My dad, he can't control himself. My mother can't control herself. Let me do it. Let me go and clean the person, the poor person who looked after me all his life. Don't let your mom and your dad sink with the najasa, and someone comes to visit them, you smell the najasa, and you're not clean. If you go unclean. Okay, so that's from the sins. Some people, they go to a really extreme level. They swear. I went to hospitals and visited people. The people are swearing because of the pain. The pain's too hard, too difficult. They'll start swearing. Doctors want to make like injection or put something in here, or they start swearing. Regardless the level of the swearing, they will start swearing. So that's another sin during the sickness. So be aware of this sickness, these sins during the sickness time. You try to avoid all of this. Carelessness of covering the awrah. And now we come to the doctors. Doctors, you're telling people to wear that garment, and the back is all Allah, we say, Allah. Anyone can see. Or you wear the front one, and the front one is Allah. So you're Muslim, at least when you come a Muslim patient, at least say, okay, you wear two, one from the front, one to the back, cover yourself. When you have sisters, I think it's a lot of a duty upon you. I fear that you are in a very dangerous situation if you don't fear Allah. This is a special advice to those doctors who works in the hospitals, who works in places where they treat old people, even the care home as well. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Aura is aura, regardless who is in there. Only specific people can see the aura. Husband and wife, wife and husband, full stop. Emergency, son with his father, daughter with his mother. Emergency, out of a necessity, need. Doctors with their patients, full stop. You can't just going and like you showing, it's all Allah, as we say. Okay, so you have to be careful with that. We all get sick, I had this experience, but I have a fantastic Muslim doctor. He said to me, cover from the front and back. Alhamdulillah, that's your friend. Okay. Using haram treatment, not harm, haram treatment. Sometimes you have the option to use a different type of a treatment, but you decide to use the haram treatment in the hospital. That's one. But I would like really to talk about something different, and in particular we have a lot from India subcontinent. Some of our elderly people, and they get sick, they get that ta'aweez, They go to so and so Maulvis and so and so from Pakistan. They send to them something and they hang it in here or they hang it in there. They're making ta'aweez. If it was Quran, maybe possible, but you don't know what's inside it. You don't know what's inside it. It might be completely sha'wada, completely talasum, something completely shirk. So you have to be careful. That is not a treatment. Treatment is a ruqya, reading Quran, dhikr, all what we said earlier. Okay. Sometimes I remember visiting someone and saying, what do you do watching? He said, I have nothing really to do, just watching TV. Watching TV. Because sitting on bed in there, 1 week, you have nothing to do in there because you didn't make good friends. You didn't have a good family or good colleagues or good people around you to come and visit you, reminding you. And that is the benefit of having good, strong community. When we can visit each other, you don't let your brother, your sister in the hospital for 5 days, no one visiting them. And they will end up by watching TV, dramas and movies and everything. Because, the hospital, I don't blame the hospital because they want to make psychologically the person who's sick in there, they want to make him busy, do something. But you need to do something, you with your family. So, but be careful with that. Have your sibha with you, and alhamdulillah, your fingers in there, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, make dhikr, read, have books, have something, friends to visit you and to remind you, inshallah, with the good things. Okay. Also, you are strongly recommended to give. Now, we finish all the first point. You are strongly recommended. This is really the strongest treatment, I believe. It's sadaqah. I'm not going to promote Ainaid now. I did that in Ramadan, so stop. For those who knows the story of Ainaid in Ramadan, stop. So, sadaqah, the charity, it is one of the very solid, strong, fantastic way of treatment to get yourself cured from the problems. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith of Abu Dawood, the right view in this hadith is authentic, although some chains has some issues. Rasulullah said, Dawu means treat, give medicine. What is the medicine here? Dawu mardakum, your patients, by giving sadaqah. Giving the sadaqah. Okay. The best thing to give you and have your mind, the stories. Someone earlier was saying to me, a friend of his or a brother that we know him long time, he's got a skin problem in his face and he's suffering with that. I have another skin story for the sister. Abu Abdullah al-Hakim. Anyone knows Abu Abdullah al-Hakim? A great imam. He authored for us a book called Al-Mustadrak. 4 volumes, authentic ahadith, a great scholar from the 5th, 4th century, but the 5th century you can say because 405, died. One day, the story is, all these stories, brothers and sisters, not to waste your time, to see how it's been tried and used by people before us. Our celebrities, our heroes, they use that, is for us to follow these steps. Regardless, if you're not going to believe in these stories, take the points that we talked about them, and these are something you need to consider it at that period, in the sickness period, until the point when it comes that we announce that you are dead. Okay. Here, Al-Bayhaqi narrated this story. He said, one day, one of the times, Abu Abdullah al-Hakim, the scholar, he got infection in his face. His face became all damaged. You can't look at his face. It's very strong infection. He said he tried anwa' al-mu'alajat. He tried everything. He went to Harley clinic. He went into that clinic. He went everywhere. He could not find the right treatment. He used a lot of creams, different things. It did not work. It didn't work. So وَبَقِيَ فِيهِ قَرِيبًا مِنْ سَنَةٍ. He said he remained like that for nearly a year, like that, with that problems in his face. Okay, we don't know, maybe a very strong eczema, maybe, I don't know, what is it? Maybe skin, cancer skin, maybe, I don't know what is it. It is not mentioned. One day, they asked Imam Abu Uthman al-Sabuni in his speeches, in his classes, in his circles, in his masjid, to announce, to tell people, to request people to make dua for our Imam, our scholar Abu Abdullah al-Hakim. shows to you it is fine for some people, pious and righteous people. You see why we have, I want a lady like this. If you want to announce that I'm sick, I want a lady like that. We're going to come into that. You can announce in the masjid and people straight away, emergency, making dua. Because our beloved Sheikh, our beloved Imam, he got sick. And so Yawm al-Jum'ah, he announced that on Friday. Please, everyone, make dua for Abu Abdullah al-Hakim. Everyone start making ta'meen and making dua. The following Jum'ah, a lady came to his majlis, the majlis of Abu Uthman al-Sabuni, and she left an envelope. Nowadays, a ruq'ah. Ruq'ah means a piece of paper written, like an envelope, a message in there. And she returned to her home. And she started making dua for the Abu Abdullah al-Hakim, rahimahullah, at that night. She said, sorry, in this ruq'ah, I was reading what's inside this message. She said, I went back home, I started making dua for Abu Abdullah al-Hakim at night time until when I went to bed, I slept, I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in my dream. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in my dream said to me, she said to me, to the lady, tell Abu Abdullah al-Hakim to yuwassi' al-ma'a ala al-muslimin. The charity here, start dig a well, make water, give water fi sabilillah, drinking water fi sabilillah. And فَجِئْتُ بِالرُّقْعَةِ إِلَى الْحَاكِمِ she wrote it down and she gave it to al-Hakim. Imam al-Hakim, now this is the narrator of the story, he said, I gave that message to Abu Abdullah al-Hakim. Abu Abdullah al-Hakim straight away, he gave an order outside in his land, in his home, make sabil. You know sabil? The word sabil, in Mecca we use sabil. Sabil is like water fi sabilillah, people that drink from it. Just a drinking water for people to use outside. Outside his home, وَحِينَ فَرَغُوا مِنْ بِنَائِهَا let me come to the end. People start using it, people start drinking from that water. He said, فَمَا مَرَّ عَلَيْهِ أُسْبُوعٍ 1 week did not complete. 1 week did not complete after using all the treatments that were available at the time. 1 week after making that charity, the cureness, his face start changing until completely that sickness gone. Subhanallah. Okay? وَعَاشَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ سِنِينَ, and he lived after that for many years. Second story is Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak. Yes, Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak, I think they're spelling in there. Abdullah ibn Mubarak, as Abdullah ibn Shaqiq, he said, a person came to Abdullah ibn Mubarak saying to him, Abdullah Mubarak is a great imam from the great scholars of hadith, the great scholars. He's one of the great scholars. He used to look after scholars. A scholar used to look after scholars because he used to be a very rich person. He used to go for jihad 1 year and he used to go for hajj 1 year. And he used to spend a lot of money. So he said to him that a person came to Abdullah ibn Mubarak and he asked him, he said, I have a qurha. Qurha is like a pus, big lump in his skin, came on his rukbah. Rukbah is the knee. منذ 7 سنين, 7 years, he's got this lump came on his knee. And he said, عالجها بأنواع العلاج. He used all the treatments. It didn't work. سأل الأطباء. He asked the doctors. It did not work. Ibn Mubarak, he gave him the treatment. And that's why, وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينِ, the Islamic treatment are the best treatment. Abdullah Mubarak, he gave him the treatment. He said to him, اذهب, go, فَحْفِرْ بِئْرًا, go and make a well, dig a well, water, فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. He said, فِي مَكَانٍ, in a place that water is very, very in need, and there. Okay. And فَإِنِّي أَرْجُو, I hope, by doing that, that water, that pus comes from your infection, it will be replaced with this water and you'll be cured. He said, فَفَعَلَ الرَّجُلُ فَبَرِئَ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. The person did that and he was cured after that. The story was mentioned by Imam al-Bayhaqi. Okay, now you need to have a little bit of a stop and you need to remember, we talked about the treatment. It's not a simple treatment, means give and you'll get the result straight away. There is a specific prescription for this particular treatment. You need to follow it. If you don't follow it, it's not going to work. Shall I tell you or shall I keep it secret? No? Wake up, say it. Tell us. Good, Yusuf. I heard Yusuf's voice. Okay. I'm going to share it with you. The first, okay, what is the right, okay, the first one is you need to believe you're spending, you're making the well, you're making the water, you need to believe that the money you're using it to create the well and give water fi sabilillah, it's not your money. It's Allah's wealth. You are only using it. You are a person who are using it in the way how Allah wanted it. It's not your money. Don't think, oh, I gave this, yeah, I made a sadaqah of this and that. No, you didn't do it. That money, Allah gave it to you, and Allah having a favor. The poor people are making favor for you because they're saying, we are poor, give us money. Otherwise, your money will stay in your pocket, no one's going to use it. And you want the cureness, isn't it? Now we do that for the cureness. I'm making favor for you, I'm a poor person, give me the money. And in this area, we need water. We're making favor for you, give us water. Otherwise, the money stay with you, you stay with your sickness. The money is not your money, the wealth is the wealth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, second, the pure and the halal wealth. When you want to use this, do not use your haram income. You have a mixed income, you have haram income, you have... Akhi, remember the Jahiliyyah time. The best thing to remember here, it is the time of Jahiliyyah, before Islam, before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was youth. Kuffar Quraysh, they want to build the Kaaba. They want to rebuild the Kaaba. You know the story why they have the Kaaba half and the other half is not there? They want to rebuild the Kaaba based on the whole building in there as it was before, collecting the money from A and B and everyone from the community, and then they know this is the halal money, but this is the haram money. We gave the halal money finished, we could not complete the building. They said, no, we're not going to build the building using the haram money. And that's why the money was used for building the Kaaba was completely pure, from the pure halal money of the Kuffar Quraysh. If the Kuffar Quraysh, if the disbelievers did that, what about you Muslims? You're still having your interests, you're still having your that mortgages and that haram and all of that income from here and there. Pure it, clean it. You want the cureness, you want the shifa, get rid of that. Try to use your halal income. Otherwise, sickness will continue and will continue. Okay, so that's another second condition. The third condition, intention of cure. So when you do that, you're having the intention that I'm doing that, seeking the cureness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, I'm giving this sadaqah, I'm doing this water, I'm doing this because I want to get the shifa. Because the sadaqah be giving, asking Allah's mercy, you can give it because you want to, protection for your son, protection for your daughter. They have different intentions. The intention you should use, that intention of shifa. Okay. Give based on the level of your wealth. You are rich, mashallah. You can create a well which is 3 wells. So you can give £100, but you're going to give £5. Oh Allah, I ask you for shifa. Oh Allah, I give you this. You start crying. And you're rich, you're giving £5? Haram alayka, akhi. What is that? Your bank account is full of thousands of money. Give based on your level, like Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu. Rich, I give him a lot of money. I'm poor, I give whatever that I have, £5, maybe £10. But you have a lot of money. And at the end, you give me that bit of money and you ask for shifa. It doesn't work. It's equal. You have to give based on the level that you have it. Look at the story of Abdul Rahman ibn Auf. I advise you, go home and search for the advice, the story of Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, and Uthman ibn Affan. All of them, the richest people amongst the time of the Sahaba, they give a lot of money. It's based on their level. They're not giving 1 dinar or 2 dinars. See earlier what Ahmad ibn Tulun, he gave 20 dinar. It's a lot of money. A lot of money until he made the person to die. So you need to give something based on your level. 3, you need to have the sincerity. When you are giving that, you need to have the ikhlas, the sincerity when you're giving it. Otherwise, try not to make anyone knows about it. Try to make secret. I don't need to know. I don't need to make anyone knows about it. Between me, okay, my family maybe because they need to know about that, and no one else. Secret. And that is closer into ikhlas. Give it to the righteous poor person. We have poor people, different poor people, but some poor people are righteous and nice people, and some poor people, they are not really righteous and nice. So try to select, try to give it to the right people. So many masajid, so many places back home and different countries, people are in the masajid praying like Ahlul Sufa. They have no food to eat and have no wealth to use. Those people are giving to them, not that are standing in the street. They have no shame and begging. So choose, select. I'm not saying don't give to those people. You give to anyone, but I'm giving you prescription. And you have to follow the prescription. If you want that for the sickness, treatment for shifa from the sickness. The certainty here that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cure you. Have yaqeen. While you're doing that, have yaqeen. I'm certain that Allah will respond to this prescription. It's exactly, at least I will ask you and request you, exactly treat this prescription in the same way how you treat the medicine was given by your doctor. When you go to your doctor and you queue in the morning, 9 o'clock. We've seen them how they queue outside in the GP. They stay for half an hour queuing, getting, or calling, being in the queue, and you, all of that, you want to see that poor person. I call him poor person doctor, because he memorized something and he give it to you. And then you take it, you believe in that chemical things, and all your hope in that bottle or that things that you take it. And you leave in Rabbul Alameen, the one who created the doctor, the one who created that medicine, and the one who created you. It's up to you. Have yaqeen on this treatment and that prescription. You will get, inshallah, cured by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Donate, again, if there was no result. The result doesn't come straight away. Do the action again. Do it again and again. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember, He might be testing you. You're doing it now because you attended this class, but really, let me see it, if it works or doesn't work. But Allah knows that you are testing this prescription work or doesn't work. But you do it, have a yaqeen, and do it again and again. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the answer. Continue with the other treatments while you're doing that, such as dua, istighfar, tawbah, etc. All of the other prophetic ways or treatments, use them. While you're doing that, use the other ones as well. Show thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. While you are in that prescription, you are in this medicine, on this medicine here, you need to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and show the appreciation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even with that weaknesses, even with that sickness, say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Alhamdulillah, like Abdullah ibn Zayd al-Jarmi, the one we talked about him earlier. Okay, if there was no improvement, then now there's no improvement. Unfortunately, didn't work. From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I gave you my best, but it didn't work. From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you should not. You never, your situation gets worse, you should not wish for death. You shouldn't do that. Some people, they get very bad and they get very weak and go into the level that, I wish that if I die, khalas, I got fed up. I can't stand the sickness anymore. Do not wish that, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا يتمنين أحدكم الموت من ضر أصابه. The hadith in al-Bukhari. No one amongst you should really make a dua that you want to die because of a sickness, because of a problem that you have. You should not do that. Okay. Khabbab ibn al-Arat, who died, a Sahabi who died in year 37, he said to us, and Qais ibn Abi Hazim, he said, we visited Khabbab ibn al-Arat, visiting him because he was sick. And while he was iktawa, you know that we said the branding, the making al-kay, hot metal, you touch it with your skin. He said 7 kayyat, 7 times on his stomach, I think in the other narration. فَقَالَ إِنَّ أَصْحَابَنَا. Now Khabbab ibn al-Arat said, now he was very sick up to the level he burned himself 7 times on the stomach. I remember in the other story. He said, Inna ashabana, talking about the companions, the other people, alladhina salafu, those who are before us, madaw walam tanqushum ad-dunya. They passed, they went, and the dunya did not reduce their reward. The dunya did not reduce their reward. وَإِنَّا أَصَبْنَا مَا لَا نَجِدُ لَهُ مَوْضِعًا إِلَّا التُّرَابِ. And we, he's talking about himself, Khabbab, and that is during the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib. He said, we got and we received and we have from this dunya what we cannot spend it in anything except the sand. You know what does it mean? Buildings. Just build. You have money, you have no way to spend it. Everyone has got money. A lot of money we've got it, and the only solution for spending that money is building. Build and build. And he said after that, وَلَوْلَا أَنَّ النَّبِيَّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. If it was not that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made it haram upon us, and nad'u bil maut, that we wish death upon ourselves, that لَدَعَوْتُ بِهِ. I will make dua upon myself. But because haram, I can't make it. And he said, ثُمَّ, the narrator said, we came to him after a while, after many years, we came to him while he is building another house or another place for himself. فَقَالَ, and he said, a comment, because he remembered the old people when he came to him before, إِنَّ الْمُسْلِمَ لَيُؤْجَرُ فِي كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. The Muslim will be giving a reward in everything. He said, يُنْفِقُ, he gives it as a sadaqah, as a nafaqa, إِلَّا فِي شَيْءٍ يَجْعَلُهُ فِي هَذَا التُّرَابِ. Except that when you make this into turab. When you're building, you're building without a necessity. You're having 3 houses, but we need 1 house. So why do you need 3? Okay. So that's the point, is to do with wishing death. The second story is Sufyan al-Thawri. That's a beautiful one. Sufyan al-Thawri. It was said that a number of scholars got together to visit the sick person. And this sick person was, Sufyan al-Thawri, Wahib ibn al-Ward, Sufyan al-Thawri, and Yusuf ibn Asbat. Now, the other two, the 3 together, they're all worshippers. They are pious and righteous people. They came together. Al-Thawri said, I used not to like mautul fuja'a, to die out of sudden, without preparation. Qabla al-yawm, before today. What he means today, because Al-Khalifa Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, he was looking and watching him, and he wants to catch him. And Sufyan al-Thawri, he used to hide himself until he got into the point that I can't stand that anymore. I'm hiding myself all this time. I want just to live. I wish that if I die. That's he said, except today. Today I wish that if I die. He said, and then Yusuf ibn Asbat, he said, Walima, why? And then he explained to him about his fitna. And then we have Yusuf said, Lakinni la akrahu tul al-baqa. He said, Yusuf, he said, I don't really like to stay for longer, to live for long. Al-Thawri said to him, why? He said, because, I love the opposite. I would like to stay as long as I can from my life, to give me life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Sufyan al-Thawri said to him, why? He said, because I never know that one day I will make tawbah, and that tawbah will be the most important and fantastic tawbah. Allah will accept it, and I will do good deed, and I will do things that will be accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you are giving life. And then finally, Wahib said, they said to him, what do you think? What do you wish? Or what do you say? He said, Ana la akhtaru shay'an. I don't want to choose anything. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves, it will be beloved to me as well. If it was life, it will be life. If it was the opposite, then the opposite. Okay. If the sickness got very bad and you have to supplicate, then you should say the ending of that. If the sickness became very, very severe and you need to make dua against yourself, then say it in this way. Remember this. You say, Allahumma ahyini ma kanat al-hayatu khayran li. Oh Allah, give me life as long as that life is good for me. You know that is good for me. Wa tawaffani, give me death, take me away. Idha kanat al-wafatu khayran li. And that's in Sahih Bukhari. So take me, give me the death if you think and you know that is good for me. And that is the best dua if you know that your situation is not really in a good.
واللحد يحكي ظلما ليلة فيها ابتلائي، والنور خط كتابه أنسي لقائي، أنسي لقائي.